54 days after taking off, Lachlan Smart returned home to a hero's welcome. Waving banners, crowds of people gathered at the Maroochydore airport on the Sunshine Coast. There was lots of applause, some tears, and even a brass band. It was from here on July the 4th when the 18-year-old took off in his single-engine aircraft. He now returns a world record breaker, almost a year younger than the previous holder.
I'm just on a high at the moment. That was so amazing to finally be back here in my hometown of the Sunshine Coast, and landing back on the runway that I did my initial flight training on was just really special.
Lachlan travelled more than 24,000 air miles and stopped at 24 different airfields around the world. Starting on the Sunshine Coast in Australia, his first stop was in Fiji. He then made stops in the US, Canada and Europe, where he took a week's break and visited family in London. Then on to North Africa, where in Egypt he waited hours to fuel up before flying through heavy turbulence to the Middle East. In Southeast Asia, Lachlan ran into some problems in Indonesia. He criticised the instructions given to him by local air controllers, saying he would have hit a mountain if he had followed them. He said their radio reception was poor and their attitude blasé. He chose his own navigation route out of Indonesia and then flew straight back to Australia. As well as breaking the record, he hopes it gets other people motivated.
So often we're told we're too young, you're not good enough, it's too hard, when with enough hard work you can get there. And hopefully I've started to prove that as an 18-year-old for 2.5 years, planning this trip around the world, and now having completed it, after many hours of hard work, I'm trying to prove the sky's not the limit. So yeah, dream big.
Lachlan documented his entire flight online, showing every detail of his dream journey around the world. But now, he says he's excited to finally be home. Nomia Iqbal, BBC News.